Tripitaka Koreana, the UNESCO World Heritage, is a Korean collection of the Buddhist sculptures carved onto over 80,000 wooden printing blocks in the 13th century. It's also called Goryeo Dynasty Tripitaka because it was created during the Goryeo Dynasty period. Tripitaka Koreana is also known for many mysteries it holds. The first mystery is the fact that these wood blocks are still in impeccable condition, not twisted or rotten error for 750 years after their creation. And the second mystery is that all 52 million Chinese characters on the wood blocks are consistent and even in style, almost as if they were carved by the same person. All 6,569 Buddhist texts inscribed on 81,258 wood blocks. The third mystery is that Tripitaka Koreana has never been damaged by fire or war. Tripitaka Koreana is stored at Haeinsa Monastery in the southwest of Korean Peninsula, and while this monastery went through 7 major fires and several wars, including 2 invasions from Japan, Tripitaka Koreana somehow managed to remain unharmed. Some people believed that this kind of miracle happened because of the message of peace Tripitaka Koreana carries. Tripitaka Koreana was corrupted during Goryeo 40-year war against the Mongol Empire that arguably had the most powerful armies in the world at the time. Goryeo people tried to fend off the Mongol holders and create a peaceful world through the Buddha's blessing, which might have led to the miraculous preservation of those wood blocks. It was no small feat to cut trees from all over the country, transport them into the temple's workshops, chop them into wood blocks, and inscribe the text onto them. A phenomenal amount of time and manpower was invested in the process. Archaeologists estimated that at any given year, an average of 1.25 million people would have been working on the Tripitaka Koreana. That is a shocking number of people considering the fact that the population of Goryeo at the time was 3 million. Virtually every adult man and woman in Goryeo was involved in this monumental endeavor, desperately praying to the Buddha for peace. Each wood block is 1.57 inches thick, and if you stack all the wood blocks vertically on top of each other, they reach the height of 2.01 miles. The wood blocks weigh 280 tons. The wood carving experts say that it would have taken 593 engravers for 12 years to complete the project. Studies shows how technologically advanced Goryeo was, which explains some interesting facts about Tripitaka Koreana that the researchers found out. Once the trees were cut down, they were first soaked in the seawater for 3 years. After they were dried off and carved into wood blocks, they were boiled in the salt water again. The second round of drying took another 3 years. Only after this repeated saltwater treatment, which hardened the wood enough to resist the ravages of time, the blocks were deemed ready for inscriptions. Precise scientific methods were applied to safely store Tripitaka Koreana as well. The ideal conditions to store wood are the temperature around 68 Fahrenheit and the humidity below 80%. But there was no place in Korea such conditions could be naturally met all year round. Still, in a clever use of the topography of the mountain slopes, Goryeo people sited the storage buildings in such a way to limit the exposure to the humidity in the summer and the frigid air during winter. These arrangements also kept the amount of sunlight allowed into the storage at the level optimal for the preservation of the wood blocks for each season. And the size and the placement of the windows are adjusted in a specific manner to create a scientifically effective ventilation system. Also, the floor was daubed with a mixture of clay, lime, charcoal, and salt, which absorbs excess moisture in the air and releases it when it's dry. For these reasons, UNESCO made these comments on Tripitaka Koreana. The word blocks of the Tripitaka Koreana and the miscellaneous scriptures possess high cultural value as an example of the best printing and publishing techniques of the period. However, many Koreans still believe that the miracle of Tripitaka Koreana was made possible not only by science but also by the message of peace Tripitaka Koreana contains, by the vision of people of Goryeo carved onto the wood for the world where everyone lays down their weapons and live in peace.